Hello and welcome to Perspective. The next generation, the youth, generation of Pakistan is responsible for taking Pakistan towards the future. We, the older generation, almost always accuses them of having failed or failing. They say this is the world paper. Is it their fault? Is it our fault? Whose fault is it? Irrelevant. The question tonight is this generation ready and at par with the world they will face? In our times, like the Google, there was the PTV that was sitting on. There was one channel, 6 hours of transmission, no internet. At best, you could take a saucepan, hang it on the roof, and try to catch them out. It was pretty bad to do that kind of job. That was the grandest exposure we would have. But today, young people have immense exposure. But with that exposure comes competition. With that exposure comes them being neutralized. They are, if they're not very relevant, they're irrelevant. We could be relevant in our streets, in our cities, if we had a simple achievement, we made it through there. If you were an engineer in the 1950s, like, wow. If you had a first position in 1952, well, you had to, there were only 30 to put it down. But today, the millions and millions of people, and it's not the city or your country, it's the whole globe which you're contributing to. So are we ready for the next generation, for the future or not? Is our next generation equipped and playing the game right now? My guest on the far right, we have 6 students from Greenwich University. First, we have Ms. Sayyida Mahi. Thank you very much for being here. And then we have Ms. Shamsa Rashid. Thank you very much. Then we have Ms. Mahroof Faisal. Being here, taking time out. On my left, two of my very dear friends. First and foremost, number one choice for this year, Leon Menendez. And there's a reason because Leon said, you call me late, I'm number 4 on the list. You're number 1 on my list. Thank you. Another number 1 on the list is Samran Muslim. Thank you very much. A lot of praise. Every time you come to the show, I get praise and people say, when is she coming back? Thank you. For taking the time out because you're busy. And dear friend, Mr. Muslim, thank you very much for taking the time out. Today I'm going to start with you. You are deeply entrenched in the education industry of Pakistan. Well, tell me, the HR, you've been in the hiring, firing. There's a great coincidence. I don't know if you can, the camera can show or not. Leon's sock matched Samra's nail color, which is the strangest coincidence because I've never known anyone to wear socks this color or nail color that color.
Yeah,
I'm a boring man.
You don't invite nice people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't gang up against me, Leon.
What do you expect?
By the way, I'm blushing, but it's not showing.
It's being burned down by the socks. Sir, my question is this generation ready or not?
I think there's a lot that needs to do to be competitive. Amongst themselves within the country. I think there's lots in it. And as you very rightly pointed out, the canvas has become worldwide now. From a classroom of 12 that you competed with to a whole country of 180 million people to 7 billion people in the world, that's what you're up against. There are no borders, so that's how you have to think. You have to get your act together. There's lots more to do.
There's lots more. So they are falling short. Absolutely. Summer.
Well, like Leon said, I would agree with him. You can't, there's no benchmark to compare. Like, you can't compare them to our generation or the generation older than us. The canvas has changed, the world has changed, the dynamics have changed. And they have older people as mentors who don't understand the dynamics as well. So there is that factor that comes into the picture as well, that the generation above them don't know what they're going through because they never went through that. Because they probably went to school when computers were not even taught or existed.
Generation gap is really wide.
Really widely visible. So they don't even have someone to go up to and talk to and say, okay, so this is happening. Can you explain how to deal with this situation? Yeah, it might be competitive, but to turn to. So they don't have anyone to turn to. They just have themselves or the environment or the current circumstances to deal with. So I empathize with them that they are in a tougher scenario than.
So thank you both of you for the diplomatically avoiding my actual question, and I trust Morton will take it head on. Are they ready on that?
They're not. Because they don't realize what you failed to mention one thing, that our times were not very easy because we were martial artists, oppression, you're forgetting, oppression, and despite every effort, the state effort, the government effort, the society, which was changing at that time. Now it's changed. At that time it was changing. There was pressure to change us and dumb down.
Or to contain.
Not contain, dumb down. Today, there are no pressures like that, and they have got so many problems. They do not have much. They have the luxury, and today they have the luxury to be individual.
And it's luxury exposure and knowledge.
Exposure, and the canvas, when you say the canvas is so broad, that is, I look at it as a benefit, as an advantage, because they can go anywhere, they can do anything, they can start a restaurant, they can start a coca, nobody says anything, they can become musicians, they can become...
There's no what will you say.
Exactly, they can be individuals.
Middle class mentality is second class, but like...
And they've got choices, we didn't have to. We had to fight to the tail. Failing, I wouldn't say, because they haven't even started.
Whoa!
We haven't started, we have started, we have made our place in the world. But yes, I agree with that one. Oh, okay, that was
Be nice,
I am allergic to you.
Be nice.
I am allergic.
Be nice.
Now, that's the point. When he's allergic to youth, he cannot understand the problems we are actually facing it. He's saying you guys were facing it nationwide, that is the martial law or whatsoever. Today, every next street is filled up with people who actually they are well equipped with every gun, weapons, and everything.
Just crime and law and all that.
Yeah. At that point, nobody had, and you guys were not facing law and order situations.
Really? Do you go to a violent camp?
Hang on, Mohsin, let it.
No, I'm just
I'll come back
asking.
to you. Yeah, but right now, he is scared. He's right.
Hang on, guys.
He's right that according to him, it's not. We haven't started. We have started, but we're scared. A bit scared. I'm not saying it's because of anyone from the older generation, but yes, due to some of these government officials, I would blame probably law and order situations, and we have the potential to move on. We can actually, but the problem is some problems with these. Yeah, exactly. We have variety of choices, but we have competition as well. We have a lot of competitions and we have a lot of competitors. There's no place where we can we have to make our place by ourselves. We have a lot of facilities, we have computers, we have internet, we have many others that you guys didn't have at your time. But still, these facilities somehow are negative also and positive also for us.
They're like India.
So are you ready for the next for the next era?
Yeah, we are.
How? If they're scared, how can they take the... How? Why?
We are scared, but we are managing it by ourselves.
What are you scared of?
Stop traumatizing him. Hang on.
No, what are you scared of?
No one is letting us do anything. What's stopping you?
Hello?
You don't know? You don't know? When you go out, you're scared inside because you don't know that when you're gonna come back home or not.
Oh,
That's
we
the
all
thing.
didn't know that.
No, in your generation, that's not happened.
Oh,
Actually, in your generation,
violent campus during the 90s, during the 80s, Leon, correct me if I'm wrong, Karachi, at least and even Lahore. The campuses were the most violent ones. We were stuck from the morning to the evening. We were stuck between crossfire. Curfews and people were shot dead in front of us.
that also starts with people timing together. But right now,
Imagine
it is
now you should be
everything.
used to it.
In your time,
I'm getting huge problems.
What are they
People
scared
watching
of, I
will
want?
just get this noise. Somebody
alright.
try to take care.
What I want to know, what are see that nobody is helping us do what we want to do. Who's stopping you and why are you being stopped? As always, no one presents you things on a plan.
Okay, let us see.
You have to fight for your right and what you want.
How can I fight? You tell me.
Yeah,
How can I
the way we urged before.
You didn't fight. You didn't.
How do you know that we did?
Yeah, you didn't fight.
How do you know
In
that
your
we did?
generation, the things were very easy.
Oh, really? How?
Exactly.
Because you've got choices.
Look, we all are
choices.
facing different generation gaps.
We're getting a lot of cross talk. We're getting a lot of cross talk. He's becoming annoying.
Yeah, what can I say? And this, like, you people are facing, at that time, you are very, like, what can I say? Yeah, no.
Let me bring up
Maybe I have to say something, but it's like crossing my mind that you see people saying at one time that you have generation problems, you have generation we even had. We both are facing problems, but different type of problems. At your time, there were different type of problems.
Sure.
In our time,
Well
we
said.
have different type of problems.
Very well
It
said.
was your way how you deal with it. Now it is our way how we are tackling it.
Okay. 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 Where the question has come up is that we had it easy, yes, but in a very unique way. Our easiness was that we were competing in a very simpler world. We could do simple things and achieve a lot. You guys, whether you like it or not, if you do not step up for the grand competition, you'll be crushed and you'll be a lost generation. So that's my question. Are you ready for the world that is not here in 2013? Are you ready for 2020? I mean, the things we, Morton and I were comparing notes, I've known since 1989. That was such a different world. But guess what? Alhamdulillah, we're now here. If we're 2013, we will be sitting somewhere in 2030 and looking back like Morton and I are looking back now. And the question is, are you ready for 2030? That is my question. Are you guys up for the bizarre competition about to come to you from the whole world? Orange shop?
I would like to ask you, why do you think competing with the world? You only compete with your own self. As you outdo yourself, you try to be an individual. Okay? And that's how you make a mark on the world.
A bunch of life skills in addition to all the professional skills that you're going to develop, right? And what I'm seeing in I don't want to say this generation or that generation, whatever not is, but there's a general degradation. All these things are not being taught. These are the things that build your character and take you to the top. If you want to build a 40-story building, you can't do it without building the other 39. That is my point. And those fundamentals, now we can go back to school, we can go back to college, we can go back to parents, all things like that. That whole spectrum is missing. So it's not your fault, it's not our fault, but something needs to be done. So instead of blaming people, I think what we need to do is look at what we can do.
Leon, here I disagree. We grow up. And as we grow up, the process of learning also is also composed of unlearning. When we learn, as we go along, we unlearn and learn new.
Okay, so I want to categorize. It's so easy to put these young people under immense pressure of lack of achievement and delivery. Where do you think have they failed? What's their shortcoming? What have they done wrong? And don't forget, we were that phase one. We're still that age, but we were that phase one. And
I just stopped it really.
Never moved on. 14 and a half. But if you were mentor then, what are they doing wrong? What's they doing wrong?
Okay, I will, to me, in one, like, in a very small nutshell sort of a situation, I think where the problem lies is the fact that because the focus is just not there. Like, you come across youth and you see potential focus. There was some, like, we were fighters. If we didn't fought focus, we fought through all the craziness. We are fighters. Yeah, but if you focus, sitting out here in a forum here, no.
They have their own challenges. What challenges? That's what I want to.
You're sitting here in a forum in front of people on the live television audience and you're saying...
You never got that opportunity.
We didn't.
Never.
We didn't get that opportunity. Forget about that. You don't have the social media. You don't have Twitter where you can reach out to Faisal Qureshi and say, help me. Or Leon Menezes and say, you have a voice, which we didn't. We had to, like, Maybe knock 1,000 doors before we could even. We have to open books now. It's the Google way.
Okay,
You're right.
All right, let me contain it. With less opportunity, there is less demand. With great opportunity, there is bizarre demand from you.
That is what we are fighting for. Yeah. We have to make there's no demand.
All of you.
Are you exactly? But are you taking advantage? And I don't mean you as an individual. It's your generation taking advantage of the Googles and the Bings.
You know, there are negative points as well and positive points as well. So it's up to the person. We agree totally with you guys.
As a generation general.
There are some lacking. I'm not saying that they're not. I cannot say I am good, you were good, or whatsoever. But
as a collective.
My point is, you people were fighting at that was the way he said it was simpler. We are fighting against, I could say, machine gun.
But are you putting up a good fight? That's the question.
We try.
Trying is no good.
No.
Are you using your whole?
You know what? You then had a person you could come up and say, help me. You have people when you raise your voice, they listen and
Are you kidding?
I'm not saying people like you listen.
To fight for our voice.
We have people who actually raise a voice. We have people who actually convey a message that they are not listen. People don't listen to us.
I'm talking about the government. If you're talking about the government, the state, they never listen.
No, but okay.
You have to.
I have to correct you. Today, the government is listening to a level
That is exactly what I'm trying to highlight. That in our time, there was nobody to listen to. But today, one thing, social media, you start searching and you get supporters and you become and they come and they correct it.
We have social media. We make pages. People like that, and then the government actually don't do anything. Nothing happens.
That's an illegal system.
That's the system. But you know, a jet to go to a legal system just through social media, why? That says a lot for your generation. That's your power. How are you using it? That's a question.
Can I also say something? I feel that my interaction with this generation, that I go and with thought that there's no regard, there's no concept of history is very important. It's not that we are living in the past.
When it's a concept of history, they haven't caught on to it.
There's a history of everything,
Okay.
not just the world, but everything.
Let me make it slightly more tangible. History, not just history. I feel that your generation has not taken full advantage. I mean, Leon, us, and maybe not Summer is much younger. We had to buy this Encyclopedia Britannica, which came in this massive textbook. And it cost 24,000 rupees back then.
Yeah.
I think it was like
And we could afford it.
1,800 rupees, something like phenomenal amount of money back then.
More.
And and we had to. Today, the amount of knowledge available, and that's what Mr. saying, lack of history. I wouldn't say history. Lack of knowledge is what's scaring our generation. That when you come into that position, what will be your strength?
You're saying that you're not using it completely or not in the right way. You yourself said initially when you guys wanted to raise your voice, you had no place, social media, nothing was there. We have it and we raised our voice. Now steps, there are people who are going to take steps again.
That's one thing. The other aspect I'm talking about is, would you be able to compete with, I know they say you have to compete with each other, that's cliche, that's fine, but you have to compete. Now you have, if you've got a degree, if you need to get a job, you're not just competing against the 20 people from our university. Now you're competing against 20 billion people out there who you're competing with them. You have to, everyone, there's somebody from the Philippines and Russia and Prague, and you're competing against everyone. So how's your education? Getting much better education than ours. How's your knowledge base? That's, I think, where they...
They're just much better than yours.
Much?
Much
In fact,
better.
1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. The point is where you guys are is much wider than ours. You guys didn't have facilities, and that was the reason you guys are over here. Because you struggled,
you got that talent, and that is the reason that you guys are over
Or do
here.
you think because you have it easy?
Listen, we have it very easily. Like we can do Google and we can download or whatever we can do. We can get any sort of knowledge. But it is making it more competitive. It's like we have to compete a lot. Yeah, we are. We are trying. And plus, we are competing. And yes,
What happens, and I'll tell you this very honestly, as a woman, I get very, very disappointed. And I'm going to be like, I'm extremely vocal about it, even like in my peers and everywhere, that girls like yourself, and I'm going to say yourself, not myself, because I've probably passed that particular phase when I'm interviewing female candidates, for example. Question on my mind is because they're single, the moment I'm going to recruit them, they get married, they're going to quit jobs. Now, that doesn't really make you ready for a competitive position. And no, this is not a women's liberation topic, but it's the fact that you guys still mentally are not even mature enough to think of yourself as equals, because you're mentally waiting to find a guy or your parents to find you the right guy and get married. No, it's not. Still switching.
we have inherited from our parents. People like you are our parents. They made us think like that. That's the topic.
Exactly. From childhood, they were like, okay, go and find a guy.
Whatever you
My
want.
parents didn't do that.
It depends. It's not only you are parents. There are thousands of parents out there who does that.
Yeah.
That every generation has a bit that has its own set of problems and challenges. So now you've seen the generation which has failed by our generation, failed, and by having these concepts, you should rebel again. And rebellion, I do not
The
see
concept that you're talking about of marriage,
the
it
fear
will go in
factor is there.
every generation.
Let's go back to fear
I'm
factor.
talking about
What
fear
are
factor
you
of
people afraid of?
everyone.
We were not
Okay,
afraid
Leon,
of.
bring
You
some
cannot
sanity.
say that you were not afraid of
Yeah.
that in your life.
Let me get.
Of course we were.
Let's get Leon.
But we are more. Because
Let's
we
get
have
Leon to
more
bring some sanity.
problems.
Leon.
Well, I was just going to say is that, the issue is very multifaceted, because when you talk of this in the home, and the point that you made is very valid, the conditioning comes from the home. It's what your parents have been telling you. So when people like me or people like my parents who've been saying all these things, we have not broken out of it. Parents still want to be the doctor, the lawyer, the engineer, and stuff like that. They don't want to go and do all these other things. They want to find the person that you're going to get married to. You're going to do what they say. It's the whole cultural thing that's going on there. You talked about history. You talked about
Every generation.
The people who stand out are the ones who kind of break that clutter.
Look, there are every kind of people. There are every kind of people. Yeah, agree.
Anywhere
Alright, but
in
we're not
history.
anywhere.
People who stand out, rise above, rebel,
Yeah,
and
but then
break
there's
those shackles.
But Malala, you guys know one of you. She's a girl living in Sawat in a different country. Tell me a girl like yourself living in Karachi with your age group would sit out.
Okay.
Can you
interject here? The thing is, let's be honest. If these were young ladies in my household or my family, I don't think their parents would permit them to even be on television. It is so difficult. I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
That's the same thing. It depends on people.
One thing
it
I would
depends
like to
on
say.
the upbringing.
No.
Yeah. Generally speaking, the society hasn't evolved at the same speed as their environment has evolved. I think they're suffering a huge contradiction in their life, where they're seeing a brand new world in the Turkish plays, in the BBCs and the Star Worlds and whatever, and there's another complete different society that they're living in, and the value system coming in from the parents. Am I right, Leon? And they're actually confused and strangely.
We have choices.
One thing I don't find in the new generation, and that is an inherent quality, element, trait of every new generation, is rebellion and struggle. That is the only thing. You go back generations, every new generation defied its own generation and rebelled. No. Their parents, hello. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Each of you. Oh, no. Faisal, hear me now. Hear me. Every generation has rebelled. They rebelled against the older system, their parents, and so far. What I do not find this is the passion to rebel, break free from shackles, freedom. For instance, Choti si baat hai, we were under curfew. We were not allowed to step out at certain age, even after 18. Beyond 10 or 11, we were not allowed to stay out. We rebelled. We rebelled. In small little things, we rebelled.
Yeah, but we rebelled in pockets.
We don't need to rebel because we have everything we want
You
right
need to
now.
rebel. You're afraid. You're scared.
No, you can't just tell us that we're scared or we are scared. You know what?
You said it.
We are scared because of other things, not because of our parents or anything. The point is true. That's why
No,
we are
one thing.
scared.
No, you don't think guys, you're overpowered.
Your generation, you never saw that thousands of people were killing in a bomb blast or near your
Why
farm
it's
or
going to become
whatever.
noise?
No.
It's going to become noise. It's going to become noise. Okay, guys, hang on. It's going to become noise one by one, please.
At your time, you didn't hear like in Clifton you had a blast or anything. Like it's like every 5 days. It's after every 5 days, after every next week. Yeah. Every second day, exactly.
Research campuses in Clifton where nothing has ever happened.
Look, we cannot say that there was nothing at your time. You guys also faced many things, but the ratio is more over here.
Worse at that time.
Okay, fine.
I really don't think it's about your generation, our generation. The thing is, it's about what do you need to compete in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and that we're talking about is the spirit of rebellion, the spirit of
It's not
struggle.
necessarily rebelling from your parents.
It's to go beyond, because look, an artist doesn't live in that confined thing. He has to go beyond. So if you want to create something, you're in mass communication, he's in fashion, somebody's in something else, you have to go and break those kind of things. But you will not break it by accepting the status quo and saying, I can't do anything about it. That's what we're trying.
That's the point that we're trying to make. That it's okay to say, like, fine, whatever. There's a level of respect that we also hold for our parents. Just because we are, like, in our own respect, a little bit of rebels. Like, he's a lot, I'm a little. But, like, having said that, like, all this rebellion, our parents are really proud of us for whoever we are, because we actually did follow the value system. They inculcated us.
But society, for instance, I'm not scared or I'm not impressed by politics. I don't recognize their
But
power.
that's not the point. So the point I'm trying to make.
No, but I don't recognize it.
That's not the point here is.
The point is that we are also an outcome of the value systems that were inculcated in us by our elders. So we haven't rebelled against that.
Okay, I think
But what we did do was break some barriers here and there, put some walls of that.
Okay, I think
I'll help you by reconstituting the panel next time.
they have to be better listeners. No, hear me. Do you think what has happened is that our generation, which is their parents, we had such a tough deal that we became so scared that we really made a mess of them. By confusing them, by containing them, by putting this massive fear factor, by telling them there's no hope in this country, you have to get out of here.
Exactly, I won't. I actually, you know what? I won't blame our parents for that event, your generation event, because in your case, you people were, if in case you had one,
what has become your
opinion, you know? But over here we have everybody, we are fighting again.
Okay,
That's
this
the
is
point.
a huge factor.
That's the
Even
point.
I'm
Like,
scared.
we have to go at every speed and we have to face things that you guys never faced.
The old generation has some scary people among them. We didn't have that.
That is what we are fighting for.
But our generation had Jamaat Islami, Jamia.
Yeah, but they also
But
had
it was not that much. The point I'm talking about.
But the point
You have
is,
to get over that
I hear you. I hear you. You have a problem.
Okay, and in the generation before, or a couple of generations before, there was not such great economic well-being, right? So people didn't have cars, they didn't have telephones, they didn't have all these different things, and they had to go and do things physically. What has happened when economics has improved, parents are doing that much more for their children, putting them in better schools, giving them cars. People don't walk anywhere, they don't use public transport. I mean, generally speaking, they like them. So what is also happening is there's a sense of entitlement that's coming as opposed to a sense of struggle and desire.
So this generation, because it's a have generation, they're
So
assuming it's their right.
I also add to what Leon is saying in terms of what parents do now, is the parents that probably your generation had were more sort of like parents, so they would be like more stricter. The relationship between the child and the parent was a much different dynamic than the relationship that even I experienced with my parents, which is more of a friendship.
Sure.
So that level of comfort, like I'm not scared of my father or my mother. Like I would probably, but no, I didn't have it. Your generation probably did. But my father was like times ahead of himself. But my mother and my mamus were scared of my nana till the day he passed away. Like if he gives a look at 7 in the evening, everyone goes to bed. So that generation faced it very differently, and because of that, the child-parent relationship was different as well.
Has rebelled, but we have also become a bit out of control. I don't mean
True,
we
because
mean
we have been provided
bit out of
with every
control.
facility, which you guys are in.
You think you're considered out of control, but you
That's the reason I mentioned that we're facing that every second street we have a Vadere ka beta over there. And we're fighting against them. They're one of us. Actually, they're one of us.
in our
But the
era,
different upbringing style. That's what we can
segment
call
that
it.
exists.
Lots of competition.
the segment that has a huge responsibility. No. Don't get me wrong. They are the ones who will end up in high-powered jobs. They are the ones who will be competing with the world. The people coming out of the IBAs and the LUMs and the branches are the ones who will be going into white-collar jobs and be competing. So their responsibilities are much deeper than, unfortunately, somebody who does not have the privilege.
If you recall, again, I go back to the case. If you recall, it was students, Dr. Server and other people in 1951, the first student movement of Pakistan. Remember, students were, no.
But their challenges are different.
No, for their challenges, listen, they protested. They found the voice in their own way.
That's unfair.
That is the aspect.
The environment is completely different.
There are things which don't.
Your and my environment was a danda. Their environment is an AK-47 and rocket support.
Children always play a very important role in shaping their future. But my point is the 1969 movement. Remember, not just Karachi, the Pakistan, international, all over. It was a huge hit the world. My point is, okay, your media can change. At that time, there are many things, we don't fund. But there are certain small values which remain. Their expression change. Their need to do things change. However, the spirit remains. I do not understand.
Maham, the wife said what Motion doesn't realize is that 3 ladies are doing exactly what you're asking them to, rebelling against his opinion.
But you know what? The challenges we're facing right now will make us more stronger. And we are facing through a lot of things.
Challenges.
But
Different
for them
it was there.
You have to you have to let them speak. No, don't. You can't say that.
I can.
No.
I can say whatever I want. They can say whatever they
And I
want.
can turn the mic off.
In your position, you guys were you were right. Actually, you guys faced a lot. Even we are doing. But the problem is, we are traumatized. Actually, in your situation, when you were in a university and you faced even a bomb blast, first people in Rawalpindi, people in another part of Karachi have no clue about that. Over here, there is a blast, there is a protest, and the media makes it so people are so traumatized. They're so scared.
Guys, we'll go back in the wrong direction. In the interest of time, the law and order security trauma we've experienced just as bad as you. We still experience it. And that does not stop you from excelling. That does not stop you from shining. In our time, the opportunity of education was limited. The opportunity of learning was zero. If somebody had gone and seen San Francisco, we'd basically come and kiss his feet, and they'd come and say Paris has feet made of glass.
Summer holidays with your parents.
Even if you don't do that, Google Earth will show you everything.
No, you guys are fighting. You guys are talking about fighting, right?
No, I'm talking about excelling.
Fine.
I think that we can go on about that forever. The reason this topic is interesting, and Leon and I have done other shows as well on this, your resume should be 50 times better than mine. Your expression, if we were 8 at your age, you should be 80 because you have this method. So as we continue with the discussion, how are you delivering on the data opportunity?
We're not delivering. As I told you, we have lots of competition.
We have to compete with our technologies as well.
Yeah.
Okay?
And plus, we are actually, we need to be right at some point. We need to excel more. We need to shine more. Yeah. But the thing is, some things like these law and order situations and all that, I would blame them that they're stopping us, but still we're not stopped. We're trying. We are in universities. We are studying. We are working. Girls are out there working. You have immense high rates than you guys had earlier for girls. Girls never used to work this much. How much they are doing right now? I have guys complaining that there are more girls.
They're competing with the guys, and they are at a good position where guys are not.
In a lot of places, in a lot of companies, girls do try and come up. Yes, people, the same thing, parents, we have certain boundaries, we have parents like you, that I said, we have, but still we are trying.
But still, our parents are supporting us.
But your?
Our parents are supporting us. Yes.
They are supporting.
Yes. They are supporting. That is the reason we are sitting over here. Yeah.
Thank you. Very well. Mrs. Zamir has stated what have the people being included in the show, just to have an idea. Vanita, I include the teachers because I take offense with you. They are here because they agreed to be here. I'd like to see the number of young people today, or in any generation. This is the case. We have almost professional peers of the world. It's very unnerving for someone to come and sit and like, they're doing a fantastic job. That is why they're here, and they keep coming. It's not question. I think this generation is stepping forward. I think this generation is trying very hard. I feel we now ask this question of my great grandmother one. So when India-Pakistan partition happened, and we would see the enemy standing with a sword, and the mother would say, go for it. It's okay. Visual. Today, if there is a firecracker 20 miles away, we shut our windows, mother said, don't go out. That was our generation. And I said, why did you do that? This generation, if there's news of something in 35,000 miles away, the mother shut the door and said, oh my God, it's very bad. We have put that horrifying fear in them. We haven't really given them that opportunity. And now we say suddenly, oh, why are you not stepping up? They can't.
Again, I am saying defy, rebel.
But you have to give the value of defying.
No,
you want to defy your parents in a certain way, that's perfectly right. When you're trying to defy someone with an AK-47, that's
how would you do that?
Something,
You can't defy with against the violence.
We need to separate the issue here.
Again, Leon, I go back.
Thank you.
You says AK-47.
But then what do you want to defy?
The fear factor.
I think a lot of people came out in the elections. A lot of people came out for the Chief Justice. They came out for the Chief Justice. People have come doing a lot of stuff.
I think it's much more politically open.
I got the young generation.
Yeah, he's allergic, so that's too much.
Okay, I've got 3 minutes. I want the closing notes as well. Please, starting with you.
Well, I would say we're trying, and yes, not as much as you people expect us, but you people are people like you are our parents, and there are certain reasons. I won't blame them at all. Actually, they have some fears. What every parent has, they don't want to lose their kids. Just for going out and having something they want to achieve, they want to rise above, but not on the sake of their
You guys are the ones who are going to boost us up. If you guys will not, we won't. You guys are like our parents. If our parents support us, you should also. You should do it. Especially you, sir. You're like totally ignoring to everything.
I'm coming to you. Hang on. In my opinion, these people are here. That's why we are here. If they are not, then we won't be here. That's why
you have. I love it. Find yourself good role models. Really good role models. In different fields. characteristics of them that you think we should follow, make a plan and go after it. And if you have to break the boundaries, go beyond the boundaries with that.
My two bits over here is just that life is tough. We have to deal with it. Full stop. It's tough for us. It's tough for you. It was tough for us. It's going to get tougher for you. There is no stake there's no pot of gold waiting. There's no pot of gold waiting for us, and then there's no rainbow at all. So the reality is, it's tough. We're tough people. You're going to be competing with people like us and people like yourselves and hardcore people. So you need to become tough. You can't be scared. Or if you're scared, you can't let the world see it. Just go out there. And you're women. It's tougher for us. So you've got to make up your mind what your life path is. And if you want to be a housewife or if you want to raise children, fine, do it. Be proud of it, own it. Then please do not go into professional education and waste that capacity for someone else. That's unfair. So, that is unfair.
There are so many role models, but all role models had one thing in common. It's Mukhtaramine or Malala. That's there are all sorts of peers, practical people, but people. And you can only defy or defeat anyone when you're strong. And you're strong when you're not. No one can bully you. You're an individual. Don't give that right. Don't give one thing. At the time of Nikah, everyone says, right, you're right.
Now, finally, I'm going to speak.
Right, because you're right. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Be your father or mother or anyone. And
don't let their values stand in the way of
yours. Decide for yourself what you want, who you are. Find out first who you are. To know yourself is extremely important.
And I told you my example that when I was getting married, I asked to see a nikah-nama. I asked to see what a nikah-nama is. And people in my family were like, she has gone mad, that's why we didn't want her to be educated. I want to read the damn nikah-nama.
I need to focus. Thank you very much to all of you. I did not agree with a word of what Mohsen said until what he said in the end. Absolutely perfect. I'm not interested in courage. Courage comes with other things. What I think we as a generation have failed to pass on to them is belief. It's belief in themselves, belief in the country, belief in the opportunity, belief in the capability. We have held them back so much. And now I think people like me are doing great disservice by putting them on the spot and asking them, how are you doing? I think they're doing very poorly, and I think it's our fault. We are not letting them, and my friends like some are Muslims. Until next time, good night.